3-minute rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight division at 85 kilograms. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red, white and green colored shorts. Tonight is his third contest in the World Series of Boxing. He comes to the ring this evening as a 6-time national champion, hailing from Albania, representing Mexico, Guerreros, Christian DEMAJ. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the red colour shorts trimmed with white. His excellent WSB record consists of 5 contests, 4 wins with just a single defeat. He comes to the ring as the 2011 European champion and 2012 national champion, hailing from Ireland, representing British Lionhearts. Here is Joe Ward. Supervisor at ringside for the WSB is Mr. Helmut Rans from Germany. Judges at ringside, René Just from Slovakia, Mariusz Gornier from Poland, and Evangelos Bogiokos from Greece. Finally, when the action commences, the man in charge of the action, Roland Juhas from Hungary. 5 3-minute rounds.
So the first bout of the first quarter-final. We're in the playoffs. It's a knockout competition, the WSB, from here on in. Remember, it's a 10-must-point score system. And the light heavyweights up first. The 19-year-old sensation from Westmeath Island, Joe Ward in the red shorts. In the red, white and green shorts for Mexico is the Albanian boxer Christian DEMAJ. Both southpaws. And Joe Ward looking to get the British Lionhearts off to the perfect start. Looking very calm. No signs of nerves from Joe Ward and Glenn. A couple of good early counter punches and a couple of good jabs, and that will settle the butterflies.
Looking very, very composed. You know, we must remind ourselves sometimes when southpaws, two southpaws fighting, sometimes it can be a little bit messy. They can get tangled up. But so far, he's trying to take the initiative. From my opinion, he's trying to get the upper hand. But we must remind ourselves, his opponent here tonight is a very, very capable fighter. Getting Warren there for slapping. Good. And again, we can see the counter, the hand speed of Ward there with the counter shots.
Slight sense of urgency from the Mexican DEMAJ. He's yet to win one. He's under a lot of pressure. He doesn't want to finish this season with all losses against his name. And just rushing his work for me a little, DEMAJ, which is allowing, as you quite rightly say, Glenn, to use that effective counter punch.
That's right. Just swinging a little bit out of range, DEMAJ at this moment in time. For sure, Ward's got the. He started off the better of the two, without question. And again, we just seen the eye speed, the hand speed from Ward. Very, very impressive stuff.
Nice combination from Ward, stunning the Albanian boxing for the Mexican team here. 4 punches, and the final right hand. Right on target.
Just falling short. Got to be careful of these swinging shots.
Stop. Watch out.
So impressed with Joe Ward's footwork for a big man in previous matches and bouts. I'd like to see Joe just using a little more of the ring.
Switching it from head to body. Again, you've got to be careful, Ward, with these bombs that DEMAJ's flowing. Thankfully, so far, nothing's connected, but they're dangerous. He's got to be aware of them. Good little eye-catching counter shots again from Joe Ward.
Keep that guard up, Joe Ward. Upstairs and downstairs, nice combination punches from the young Irish boxer for the Lionhearts in the red and white shorts. The stripe of green is how we can pick out the Mexican.
Now, good shots again, but I'd like to see Joe hold his hands up a little bit more, Nick. His hands are a bit low for my liking. And we've seen that DEMAJ can whip these shots over.
Stop.
Close round, but in my opinion, Ward just nicked that one. Just done the greater accuracy. The eye-scoring shots will come by way of Ward.
More power in the shots, and the judges have Joe Ward unanimously up. All three judges agreeing. 10-9 on the must-point score system. Joe Ward takes the first round, but you said it, Glenn, on a number of occasions, he's just dropping his guard dangerously low after these combination punches and sets.
That's right. Anything can happen. We've seen David Price a couple of weeks back. What can happen when these big guys throw bombs? Anything can happen. He's got to be aware of that. And it's just, for me, that's a little bit complacent. Got to keep his hands up at all times.
Well, it's the start that Joe Ward wanted. But this Mexican boxer, Albanian, boxing for Mexico, has been throwing some pretty wild big punches, and if one of those connects, it could pose a huge problem for Joe Ward. And I'm sure the word from his coach Eddie Bulger in the corner is keep that guard nice and high and tight.
Just a little bit more urgency in the Mexicans, the Gurus, beginning of this round. I feel it.
That's the way Ward likes it. The Mexicans coming forward. And Joe Ward now starts to put those big combinations in. That's a good set.
That is a great shot. Now, Joe Ward's not throwing that jab. Every time he throws that jab, he's more or less catching the guy. And if he stands still and doesn't do nothing, he's going to get caught with counter shot just like that one. So he's got to be a little bit more busier.
Break. Stand back. Stand back. No holding.
Body shot from Joe Ward.
Again, got to be careful with these swings from DEMAJ.
Break. Stand back. Stand back. Break. Holding.
Clubbing body shot going in from Joe Ward. Just trying to sap the energy from the leg of DEMAJ.
Holding.
DEMAJ trying to work the counter, but the target clearly been hit by Joe Ward there.
Stand back.
Oh, great counter shot there from Joe Ward. Read it perfectly.
No deal.
10 seconds for this second round.
Yeah, just finishing off the round, nice and strong now, Ward.
That's what the judges like to see. Good finish from Joe Ward.
Yeah, another round in the back.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the legendary York Hall tonight, the quarterfinals.
Boxing control, boxing within himself, but you've got to be careful because this DEMAJ is dangerous.
Signed boxing gloves now. All you need to do is tweet us at Brit_Lionhearts. The person who has the best picture.
Second round, it goes to
his pair of gloves,
Joe Ward.
Squads from the Brit Lionhearts and the Mexican Guerreros. At Brit_Lionhearts.
Again, Glenn, these are some of the highlights from that second round. A little more controlled with the guard, not quite as quick on the feet, didn't look as light, wasn't moving around the ring as much in round two as he was in round one.
No, and I think that's because he's trying to plant his feet himself. He's trying to get his own shots off with a bit of more power, and as a consequence of that, perhaps he's not moving quite as much. But winning the fight, well in control, but just got to keep his guard up because he's got to be careful.
And I've got a feeling, Glenn, that your point that you make there is becoming more and more clear because it's the only tactic left for the Mexican now. He's already 2 rounds down, and DEMAJ will now start to look for one of those big bombs, as Glenn calls them, one of those big punches. and look for the TKO here.
And again, the eye-catching counter shots from Joe Ward. Very impressive stuff. You just got to throw more of them. Good again, lovely counter shot, counter jab.
Credit where it's due to Christian DEMAJ. He's taken some big punches from Joe Ward and he's coming back for more.
He is. He's a tough, tough man. Okay, he doesn't want to be winding him up. He kind of look, just let the shots flow.
More combinations I'd like to see from
Yeah,
Joe Ward. That's where he's
right.
been successful.
Absolutely right. He's waiting a little bit too long. When he lets the shot go, he does incredibly well. Just needs to do more of it. Because unfortunately, if he does stand still, then that's when DEMAJ gets his own shots off. Good shot. DEMAJ took the shot well.
He did take that well.
Break.
It was
Stand back.
right on target. With a left from Joe Ward. And DEMAJ still keeps coming forwards for more.
DEMAJ throwing a fair bit of leather, but not an awful lot making decent contact.
Break. Stand back. No holding, no holding. Stop.
Well, having a little bit of a breather here, Joe Ward. Uppercut has worked well, but it's worked well as part of combinations. Say it again, Glenn.
No holding.
So yeah, just seems to have gone into a bit of a shell now, Joe. That's better. Just want to be a bit more busier. Because like I say, when he stands still, doesn't do nothing, that's when he's likely to get hit. But what a great combination that was.
Oh, and he's hurt DEMAJ there.
Break.
Solid shot to the body,
Stand back.
backed it up
Stand back.
with a good right hand. Oh, and again, peppers that left jab.
Stop. Watch your hand.
Well, closing seconds of the third round here.
No holding. Stop.
Yeah, almost becoming a dominating control now for Joe Ward. Seems like he's having a ball. Seems to be enjoying himself in there.
Well, the tempo certainly slowed down in that third round. Comfortably ahead now. Taking the third round, as we said, DEMAJ now will be looking for a TKO, some kind of knockout to stop Joe Ward taking the first point for the British Lionhearts here. But you said it yourself, Glenn. I'd like to see him just a little bit more busy in 4 and 5. He's got it under control, I agree.
Yes.
But he's got to be careful, as you quite rightly said
That's
earlier.
right. Got to be a bit more busy. Don't be happy with what he's done. Do a little bit more, because if he stands still, like I said, that's when DEMAJ comes on strong and dare I say it, is dangerous. He's got to stop him. He's got to stop him from getting the shots off, and the way he's going to do that is a tee off and unload himself.
And of course, Joe Ward's 3 up now, with just 2 rounds to go. 5 3-minute rounds. So DEMAJ knows that he's only got one option left now, and it's to try and connect with one of those big punches to try and stop the Irish boxer.
Break.
Okay, just waiting a little bit too long.
Stop. Stop. Please. Okay.
Another warning there from the referee to DEMAJ.
Stop. Watch your hand.
Heads up as well for Joe Ward.
Clubbing little uppercut shots from Joe Ward.
Break. Stand back. Stand back.
These are the light heavyweights,
No
remember.
holding. No holding.
So we're not going to see the speed or the amount of movement.
That's better work. That's just as I was just about to say. I'd like to see Joe doing a little bit more work inside, just little shots, not big bombs.
Break. Stand back. No holding. Boxing.
It's a team competition as well, Glenn. It's important because he's playing a role, setting the mark for the next 4 boxers to follow. But just can't afford anything stupid here now. He's 3 up. He's pretty much got this first bout in the bag. And to use your words earlier, he just needs to stay busy and be careful.
Just be careful. He just took a little shot there from DEMAJ. And like I say, the reason this is happening now is because he's not doing enough work. And that's allowing DEMAJ to come back into the fight and get his own shots off. He's still in control.
Stop. Watch your head, okay?
Let's see some of those drills that he worked so hard on back in the gym at
That's
Sheffield.
better. That's better work. More jabs. Don't let DEMAJ sell his feet, get his shots off.
Break.
Well, 45 seconds to go in this 4th round. And controlling this fight now very nicely, Joe Ward.
Oh, good shot. On the way out, clubbing, backhand.
Break. Stand back. Stand back. Watch your head. Stop. Watch your head.
Oh, there's a good uppercut there from Joe Ward. Clearly seen not only from us here in the commentary position, but the judges too.
That's right, and again, finishing off with a nice bit of hand speed. Clearly
Good round, yes. Good round for Joe Ward.
First fight of the night, very, very tight, going into the 5th and final round. Don't forget we are.
He's done it again. He's now 4 up. Great stuff from Joe Ward as we head into the 5th round. Good close-up work, some good body shots, a very powerful uppercut. And he's keeping out of danger.
Gloves. Before I go, I want to say a big shout out to the guys on the balcony up to my left, making loads of noise. Good evening and welcome to your call.
That screw shot works really quite nicely.
Yeah, it looks like that's something he's watched a lot of video footage of Dalai. Looks like he's worked on that.
10 seconds.
Well, Joe gets the Lionhearts off to the perfect start.
Final round.
Just got to be careful in these last 3 minutes that he doesn't get caught from one of those big shots that DEMAJ has been trying to throw throughout this bout. Little clash of the heads there. Joe Ward not very happy at all with that. Referee missed it.
Well, as you already said, the only chance DEMAJ got to win in this fight is by way of stopping Joe.
Break.
He's going to throw caution to the wind. He's going to let the bombs go now. And Joe's got to be aware of that.
Come on. No holding. Stand back.
Well, it's all part of the learning curve for this Irish teenager in this professional team competition. He's boxed way above his teenage years throughout this tournament. Let's not forget, 3 years ago, he was the youth world champion. 2 years ago, the European champion. And here he is boxing professionals on the world stage, taking it all in his stride. It's great to see.
Yes, very, very impressive stuff.
Break. Stand back.
Almost unbelievable that he is only actually 19, still a teenager.
Watch your head.
I think I still have a paper round at his age.
And he just imagine how much power he can still develop.
Break.
Just if he can keep his enthusiasm for the game, and that's what's got him this far. He loves it out there. Real popular character on the Lionhearts team. And really doing the Moat Boxing Club of Westmeath Island proud here. A great role model for all of the youngsters back home.
Stop.
And DEMAJ's trying to frustrate him here a little bit, and he's keeping cool as well.
That's right, and again, boxing with a very mature head, more mature than his age. But again, look at the hand speed. When he lets the leather go, it's very, very impressive hand speed. Now, as he matures, becomes 21, 22, 20, 25, that power is going to come in then. This is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Make no question about that.
Glenn, how old were you when you took the world title?
27.
There you go.
28, yeah. So...
30 seconds left on this opening bout here. Oh, another
good.
sparkling and super fast 1-2 combination there from Joe Ward. He's back on his toes again. That's where I love him to box.
And that's where he does his best work. He doesn't need to stand and trade it. He's the better boxer. Use those boxing skills. Got the quicker hand speed, the quicker foot speed. You got to use it. Look at this. This is eye-catching stuff.
Stand back. Stand back.
Just frustrating DEMAJ.
There it is, and I think you'll all agree back home that Joe Ward has controlled this fight from start to finish. Again, excellent, mature boxing from a youngster, still in his teenage years, and Joe Ward has taken this with a unanimous decision, all 5 rounds going Joe's way, and it's the perfect start for the British Lionhearts.
Without question, a very, very dominating performance from Joe there. What a great start to the night, you know, and that's going to encourage the rest of the guys on the bill tonight.
Not easy going up first, we knew that, and some important tactical play perhaps from the Lionhearts. DEMAJ, we knew, was desperate for a win because he now has 3 losses in 3 fights on the WSB Season 3 for 2013. And as for Joe Ward, well, after this decision, he will take his tally with 5 wins and only 1 loss this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 hard-fought rounds of boxing, all 3 judges' score totals are 50-45 for the winner, representing British Lionhearts, Joe Ward. Your appreciation, a gallant effort from Christian DEMAJ. British Lionhearts into a 1-0 lead. Joe, once more, for a man of such tender age, a very mature performance. The big rights digging into the body seemed to set British Lionhearts on their way. How did you see your night's work?
Okay. He was very awkward, danger with the head. But saying that, I didn't box my best, but I got through it okay.
You certainly did. Thank you. Joe Ward, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the team.
Thought it was going to be a wily and a tricky contest. 2 southpaws, you said it yourself, Glenn. It can often get a little bit messy, and clearly Joe was very nervous being first up tonight. But putting all of that into the melting pot, I thought he handled the situation brilliantly.
I think you've got to commend. You've got to take your hat off to Joe tonight. As you say, first off, those puts the fighter under a bit more pressure. At 19 years of age, he handled that pressure incredibly well, and even more importantly, he handled the fight incredibly well as well.
I think one of the good things that's happened to Joe is that he's taken his tally to 5-1, but that 1 defeat has almost taught him more than those 5 wins, to be brutally honest.
Absolutely right, and then sometimes that does something, you know, sometimes a loss brings the best out of you. You learn from these losses, and obviously Joe's done just that. He's gone away, he's done his homework, he's done his research, he's know where he went wrong, and he was adamant he was going to make the same mistakes here tonight.
Again, Glenn, you pointed it out. He's got all the tools. He's got all the armoury that he needs. He's good to the body. The hook was good. He peppers that jab. And the combinations, when they flow, they are so quick for a big man.
Absolutely right. And incredibly quick. That's what we mustn't forget, his hand speed. When he lets the bombs go, he throws them very, very quick. And I think that's why people find him so tricky to handle, because not just quick on his hands, quick with his feet.
So, with 4 bouts to go, it is 1-0 to the British Lionhearts. They need to keep this momentum going. We must win this first quarter-final before we head over to Mexico for the second, this time